Alright.
Another week.
How's everyone's week?
Sorry, I had my meeting with him on Monday again.
Oh, did he say anything about the quick meetings? Or?
I just showed him the no blind. So it's me interacting with my team. Impression is like, okay, just keep it coming. I'll keep it up. Maintain this fluency.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounded like these videos are fine, so. Well, I unfortunately didn't get a whole lot done this week with the exception of this little program that I've been working on. I already showed you.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of showing you. It's all it does is it creates allows you to access the database to create a user or otherwise modify a specific user, and then modify whether you want to change their username or password. So far it works.
Cool. That's nice.
Haven't really done much with error handling yet, but I think I might change it to a login type feature for our game, or for our scoreboard thing, whatever we're doing. So I might try and do that so that we can kind of get a head start.
Yeah, that's good. That would be pretty helpful, and it would save us some time too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this week I was working with client server things, and I set up the books example, and it worked. And so now I'm trying to combine all of those things. Like there would be like in the case that I'm developing, it's not an application, but it would be a Java client program that it would request. That would request like an employee ID, and the server side of the application would go through the Hibernate process to get that ID and retrieve to the client server. So that's kind of a way to mix all the knowledge, and yeah, developing part by part. So some things are not working, but I'm setting those things. Yeah, that was basically what I studied this week. Client server and now combining them.
Have you used JSON yet with it, or no?
Yeah, I think I should go through that in depth, because the part of JSON that we use, at least for this example, is made by, it's handled by the brother party's library. So it is pretty simple, like JSON input stream, JSON output stream. That's the only thing that I have dealt with JSON so far. I think I should get like specific examples, like just pure JSON.
Mm-hmm.
But for that example, I'm using Brother Barney's library, and it seems pretty easy, pretty simple, I should say.
That's good.
So this class I've pretty much decided to take a really checkbox approach. Like I saw his topics, I learn each topic, pass them off. Go pretty straightforward approach. And so the two concepts that I focused on this week or learned about were the two simple ones. The singleton pattern, which just means you can only create one of those objects. You can only create a single if you use the singleton pattern. And then proxy patterns. What's a proxy pattern? Well, what is a proxy? Well, I've heard come saying something acting for another thing. Exactly. So for implementing the proxy pattern, it's using Java to do something else, like Hibernate, or some other program, but using Java to do it. That's the proxy patterns. So two simple things, not to be over complicated. Okay.
Cool.
So those are the two checks. My mind I made this week.
That's nice. All right. Do you guys have any idea for this scoreboard application? Like things that the application should do?
Well, I mean, I guess we kind of talked about it already, where we can either have just like a generic scoreboard with names, and then you can put in the number or whatever they are for the person, And then also we could have like templates for specific games, like Frazzle or I don't know what other games. FaceTime. You scored that. Farkle. That's what it is, not Farkle. Frazzle.
So how much time do you have left? For 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about typing these down just to kind of start formalizing, because that would be our
Use case?
use case. No, the first one. Yeah, use case.
I don't remember which one's first, so you'll know.
Well, yeah, we're going to definitely have to take a couple weeks on UML.
Yeah. So that the user would insert score, right? Insert score.
Insert name.
Insert score. Choose.
Nicknames.
Choose framework for the game.
Yeah,
Is
the
that-
template.
Template. Choose
Yeah.
template. Insert score. Choose template. So the user would log in the application, right? So we could like bring up the history of scores.
Did you send in
Mhm.
your
Okay.
Bloomberg report?
Yeah, we
Like,
could,
walk through your document and attach this at the end?
So the idea would be like we have all the data, the history in our database.
Mhm.
So the user would he would have an account, and that would bring up all the games that he has played,
Mhm.
plus the scores, and
Well,
plus the people that played with him.
yeah, something we could do too is if everyone has the app, they can, if everyone around each other has the app, they can log in themselves and then connect with each other.
Oh, connect. Okay,
That,
connect.
that could be something so that,
Connect,
and
Sounds nice and challenging.
one person be like the administrator, say, oh, we're all playing whatever that game is.
So he defines kind of the template. Would that like the administrator would
or
define,
the main, I don't know,
The head.
the guy that invited.
so
maybe.
define. So we choose template. Okay, I think that would fit inside choose template.
Mhm.
So one person would choose, right?
Uh-huh. And then we could do like something like a local, let's say not everyone has that app or it's not available for that phone just yet, that operating system. Maybe we can just have like a local scoreboard just for one phone, and you could put in other names of
Oh.
people who are playing, and then put in their scores and just keep it all onto.
So there would be
phone.
kind of different modes, right? There would be at least 2 modes.
Yeah, like an online, like connection online, and they can either log in through Facebook, I guess, or through just our server, I guess, if we have one.
So that one would be for like multiple apps or multiple phones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The online would be for multiple phones. That's the way. That way they can share their own score instead of, and share who they played against through like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, other things like that.
Okay. So one person would take care of his or her like score. Like I take care of mine, you take care of yours.
Mm-hmm.
But in like in one single like cell phone, I would take care of all of the score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like if.
Those are the two options.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Just if not everyone has their smartphone or like I said, it's not available for that operating system just yet, or they just don't have it.
Cool.
Or even an offline mode,
iPhone 6 only.
where they don't have any cell service or any wireless service, and so they can go offline, and that's the local thing that I would think.
Bluetooth.
Well, they don't have to
Oh, no,
connect,
local. Yeah,
just
no
local,
connection at
just
all.
if there's no connection,
Okay, one phone, and that would be offline mode. Cool. Okay, so the user would choose. So, what would be the general features? Like, that depends on the mode. But insert score would be like a general, independent, like regardless the
Yeah.
mode, right?
Yeah, where you just tap on the box or whatever and then input a score.
So input score.
Some people like to see how their score's progressing. Show their old score, scratch it out, and then the next score.
Like your rank? Make a rank.
Well, no. Like you're working towards up to 500. You get 50 the first round. on 120,
It's an objective function.
300, instead of just replacing it. Sometimes it's good to see the steps you're taking to get to that score.
And maybe you should have
Like a classic scratch paper.
like, yeah, when you finish actually putting in, like, have like a round over so you can't mess with that score anymore. You know, just so people don't like try and cheat or whatever. You know.
Like a
Or
total.
error. Yeah.
So
Or-
that would be like display score, right?
Yeah.
Display
It'd just be a generic
It'd be
display.
Scoreboard.
score.
And if they're connected, I don't know, maybe they can, this kind of gets technical, but, you know, choosing how they want it to look, but we'll not worry about that right now. Yeah, I mean, it's very good. It seems kind of simple. Just tap this box, maybe depending on what the template is, you know, if it's like round 1, round 2, round 3, whatever, and just tap the box under your name, put in a score for whatever you got.
Oh, okay. Search. Yeah, I think we basically would be okay. Let's just review what we have got. The user will log in, will eventually choose a mode, and after that, he could insert score. Choose a mode, choose a template, insert score and display score, and eventually connect to each other and save in the database, right?
Yeah. Save. I think we want it to constantly save once they put in the.
Just a save game option.
Hey, I know in Android we can save that inside the cell phone. Android has a database, so in the offline mode, we could implement that.
Yeah, there's that too. You know, if it's offline, you can have all your scores saved on your phone or otherwise saved onto the server.
Sweet.
I'm sure, you know, just as a backup.
Okay,
So if you get a new phone, different operating system, you can't transfer your stuff over to the new phone. All you have to do is log in, and there's all your scores. You know.
Okay. And what else? Save. Would we implement like sharing with social media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
In or with social media?
With.
With. Right.
What else?
I think these give us like much work, lots of work to do.
Definitely make a diagram out of that.
Cool. All right, so I'll email you guys with this like simple list.
Okay.
Put it on our Google Docs.
Google Docs. Here we go.
Yes.
We've got to use that for something. Okay, that's all right. I think this is it.
Pretty productive. And maybe we should start working on that diagram then for this next time. All the different diagrams, or maybe it has to be in sequence, does it?
Yeah, there's sequence, use case diagram. Which I think, yeah, okay.
Do you have to like go in order for the UMLs, or?
Usually, just because the output of one would be the input for the other.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done these, so.
But I think, well, I have heard Brother Barney talking to the group behind us that we cannot split that task because we should talk to, like, because each of us could have a different idea, so we could get a different diagram if we
That's
split
true.
Talk about
diagrams.
the UML.
I remember that. Yeah, the different.
So eventually, sooner than later, start as a team in class time.
Yeah.
Would it be a good idea to like have a design of what the app would look like. Is that bad already, or is that too soon? Or
Maybe. Well, we've got to do that sooner or later.
I mean, we can all have
Not
like our
necessarily
little.
aesthetics, but yeah, more or less it's functionality, right?
I mean, eventually. I mean, we kind of want to see how it's gonna, you know,
Look like.
have it in our mind how it's gonna look, have it down on paper before we actually start programming it.
Yeah.
And start, you know, we got to decide on a specific design. Otherwise, you know, you could be doing something that I wasn't thinking, and you could be doing something that I wasn't thinking either. So we'd
Yeah, I think if we start from the UML, at least the use case, where we kind of define what the application will do, I think we have like a solid base to
Mhm.
start kind of thinking about the diagram, or not the diagram, but the interface maybe. And yeah, at least I think use case is pretty important. And yeah, use case. Yeah, because after that, like, I think the next step could be designing, and where we get like the screen maybe interface, the screen interface, or which component calls which thing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we are moving on.
Awesome.
Upwarding also.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Alright.
So next week, that's a good point. Where are you gonna? I'm gonna still working the sandbox, but I think I'll need to reserve time to work on our project too.
Yeah.
Like besides the sandbox things. Yeah, I'll keep doing sandbox and maybe looking at like UML stuff, like this use case. Try to bring something, just like a nice scratch paper.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. All right.